Alrighty, got the back of this new Menards switch off, and basically, it's on here like so. You just take these a bunch of little bitty screws and make sure you have a magnetic screwdriver because these screws are very tiny. And then there's three over here. They're a little bit bigger, and they cover the bottom of the actual switch machine. So I kept messing with it, and I couldn't get the this thing to work, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I thought maybe it was in here, so I traced a lot of these wires down. There's a couple little micro switches here, and that one looked like it might have been touching. Anyway, this is a simple little micro switch, two micro switches and a little motor right there. And before I go on, it looks like you can, if you take these two screws off, or these two off, you can slide this. I haven't tried it yet, but it looks like you can slide this piece off because this little cover over here comes off with these two screws. It looks like I hadn't got that far yet, but I think you can switch this around because there's another slot right here. It's not being used. So possibly when you put it on this side, you have to use this slot. I don't know. Anyway, I'll post one when I get to that. But anyway, back over to this. So I took this apart, and this does have a nice little barrier block here. So it looks like you could come in with some other type of controller if you wanted to use it and just wire it in, that way. Something with lights on it. Sorry, I got this cough. But anyway, couldn't get it to work, so I stuck a screwdriver down in there. There's two little push buttons down there at the bottom, and all of a sudden it started working fine. I think what happened was, on this one, these little plungers were not getting down to that little bitty center of that micro switch, because when I started pushing it with a screwdriver, it was working just fine. Then I put this back on there, and all of a sudden it starts working. So I think maybe in a rush to put this cover on, one of them wasn't seated right or something. I don't know. But anyway, so far, this has just got, your wires. This is where your non-derail is hooked up, which I still haven't figured out yet why, when it's straight and the points are thrown for straight, that the switch machine is still trying to throw. So possibly this button being stuck like this maybe had something to do with that. I don't know yet. But anyway, this stuff is not too hard to get to and work on. It looks like you could pretty much take it apart. And this is your frog screws. Frog's held on by those two. And then your middle bar, your hot bar, center rail is what I'm trying to say. Looks like it's held on by these two. So you could possibly take this thing completely apart. And I'm not sure if these slide off or not. They may be soldered. I'm not sure. But that looks like it's got a tab on there, and it was slid on there and then heat shrunk. So anyway, that's what this looks like in here. And it looks like after I get this other problem resolved, I'm going to attempt to change this around. They did not make this easy. But if you want to use this switch for a crossover, you have to put this switch machine on the other side so your other switch, has room for the track. So there was absolutely no instructions in there. I guess y'all saw that, the ones that y'all got these turnouts. But so far it's just screws holding everything together. There's nothing really complicated in here, and there's plenty of wire, So anyway, that's where this is at right now. I'm gonna put this back together and make sure this is working right first before I try to reverse it, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't something in the switch machine. It looks like it was over here in the push button controller. So anyhow, that's all for now.